Okay, pre-algebra class. We're going to move on to Chapter 3, Section 4. This is solving inequalities using addition or subtraction. We talked about inequalities before. Inequalities might look like x less than 3, y greater than 2, z less than or equal to 4, or n greater than or equal to 2. Alright, so the first type of problem you're going to have to do is tell whether the given number is the solution of this inequality. The inequality is negative 8 is greater than negative 17 plus x minus 14. So the first example we're going to do together is 26. So we have to figure out if when x equals 26, if that's a solution for our inequality. The first thing you're going to do is plug in 26. So you have negative 8 greater than negative 17 plus 26 minus 14. From here, you need to simplify. So I get negative 8 greater than negative 17 plus 26 is positive 9 minus 14. So then I get negative 8 greater than negative 5. So then I'm thinking, is that true? Is negative 8 greater than negative 5? And no, it's not. So therefore, 26 is not a solution. Okay, and that's all you have to do for those. You have to give me, you can just say yes or no. So in your answer key that you send me, just a yes or a no for whatever number of problem you're doing is fine. On the notebook or on your separate sheet of paper, you need to show me all of this work. Plugging in 26, solving, simplifying, and determining from there. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, for these problems, it asks you to write an inequality that represents the verbal sentence. So, for example, the verbal sentence says 4 8/100 minus a number is greater than or equal to 5 1/10. So I'm going to break this down into parts. 4 8/100, 4 8/100 minus a number, we don't know what that is, it's my variable, is greater than or equal to 5 1/10. This is it, and then I'm done. Okay, the last problems you're going to have to do for your classwork include solving inequalities and then graphing those inequalities. In order to graph, you have to first solve the inequality. So this is very similar to solving for a variable in an equation. We need to get the variable by itself. In this case, I have m, and I need to get 5 away from m. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. M, this makes 0, is greater than or equal to 10 minus 5 is 5. So my solution is m is greater than or equal to 5, but then it tells me to graph and check your solution. So I need to make a number line. Okay, and the point that I need on here for sure is 0.5. It doesn't really matter where it goes. We did this before in Math 6 towards the very end of the book, so this should be a review. If it has this equal sign here, then I know it needs to be a closed dot over the 5. So I'm going to make my point, fill it in. This symbolizes that it is greater than or equal to. Since m is greater than 5, m has to be all on this side. So I'm going to draw a nice line with an arrow in that direction. Now I'm finished. Now if I wanted to choose a number to check my work, I could choose a number anywhere over here, any number that's greater than 5. Let's say 8. And I would plug 8 in for m back at the top. So I'm going to pick 8. I'm going to see if that's a solution up here. So 8 plus 5 is greater than or equal to 10. So 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 is greater than or equal to 10. Yes, it checks out, so I know I'm correct. Alright, here's our next problem, and I actually took this from your classwork. I think it's number 22. So this is a freebie if you're watching the video. This looks really complicated. We have decimals, we have a variable on one side with multiple numbers. So this brings in the knowledge that we learned from the previous sections in chapter 3. We need to first simplify. Okay, we need to make our lives a little bit easier. These are like terms, so I can combine them. Let's see, 11 and 88 hundredths plus 10. That's going to be 21 and 88 hundredths. Then I'm going to rewrite everything else. Plus x less than or equal to negative 4.5. Right, now I'm thinking, how can I solve for x? How can I isolate x? And I need to get rid of the 21 and 88 hundredths. So I need to subtract, because that's the inverse operation, 21 and 88 hundredths to both sides. That leaves me with x on the left is less than or equal to negative 4.5 minus 21 and 88 hundredths. Now I know that this combined with everything else you're learning can get really confusing. So I will allow you to use your calculator for some of these to double check your work. You should get x is less than or equal to negative 26 and 38 hundredths. Now, we're not finished yet. We need to graph it, and then we need to check our work as well. So I'm going to let's see, I'll erase all of this work that we did here. And draw a number line. Okay, I'm thinking about negative. So let's see, if I put negative 26.38 right here, x is less than or equal to. So it has that equal sign in there as well. So it's going to be a closed point on 26 and 38 hundredths. X is less than that, so it's got to be anywhere in this direction. So I'm going to draw a line this way with an arrow. Okay, now in order to check, let's pick a number, any number. I'll pick 27. It doesn't have to be a decimal, it has to be anything that's less than that. So I'm going to pick negative 27. So I'm coming back up here to my problem. I know that this simplified equals 21 and 88 hundredths, but I'm going to add in the negative 27. So plus negative 27 or minus 27 is less than or equal to negative 4.5. Okay, now I can combine this side together. 21 and 88 hundredths minus 27 gives me negative 5 and 12 hundredths. So I'm asking myself, negative 5 and 12 hundredths, is that less than or equal to negative 4 and 5 tenths? Yes, so I know I'm correct. Okay, so then you could stay with your original answer. Okay, that's all the video I have, all of the problems we need to go over in order for you to complete your classwork. Feel free to watch this as many times as needed or email me with any questions. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday.